Hello viewers, welcome back. I am sgtsimracer and you join me at round 3 of the Club 73 eSports League I'm taking part in. I'm not doing too well on this one, unfortunately, although my testing times were quite good. I didn't do too well qualifying, but nonetheless, let's see how we go. So we have jump start turned on. Oh no, spend 33, spend there, jump in the start. I thought I got away not too badly until I saw the pack move away and whoop, left and right. Just absolutely hammer me as we head down into turn 1. I can see I've got a car moving up on my right as well. I just don't have the pace. I kind of thought I'd back off, let him rocket into wherever he needs to rocket into as I get spanked there. And even worse, I think I receive a penalty for that. Yeah, there you go. So not only do I get slapped, but I get a penalty there. Okay, not a problem. It is what it is. Rubbins Racing. So as we head up into the second hairpin turn, whoa, I think I gave him a little nudge there, so I just thought I'd back off. Got nothing to gain by getting a dirty place. Whoa, hard down on the gears, waiting for someone to skittle themselves into the gravel. Typically no one does. Someone going up on my left there. Just going to give him the room. Whoa, through a ghost. Oh, and he's just about holding on as we're heading up to that really awkward, well, I find it quite an awkward fast right-hander. So this is coming up to one of our pre-agreed penalty zones, so I'm going to slow down now, take my penalty. Pretty much absolutely ruins my race. There you go. All the way down in 14 out of 15 anyway. So now we're just basically hoping for spinners. And speaking of the devil, there's one. Go, let's take it up. We can do this. Rage quitting is not our style. Just as I get absolutely punted by Willow there. And I think this is where I end up in absolute dead last. So now I know this is going to be a grind. A little bit angry, a little bit too early on the throttle, too late on the brake. So I just need to take a deep breath, compose. I know I'm quicker than the guys I'm kind of caught up in this pack with. So it is what it is. It's a long race, it's 30 minutes. We're only just coming round to lap 2. So we can do this. I know I'm not going to win this one, but some of the guys in this league are fast anyway. So it's all about just basically just making positions. If I can at least get back to somewhere near where I started, then we're good. I know that my penalty wasn't my fault there right at the start. Could I have given him more room? Maybe. Could he have given me some room? Yeah, for sure. But the inexcusable slap as we come around the top there. Anyway, come on, enough complaints. It's bad enough that I'm in last place. So now I'm literally just doing all I can to try and conserve some tyres, but also catch the pack back up, which we're doing quite well. I'm almost certain that, given the way some people are driving, that there's going to be spinners. So I pretty much guarantee I'm going to make some places up. We'll see if anyone rage quits throughout the race. Into that lovely, I just struggle with this right-hander. Nonetheless, didn't do it too bad there actually. I'm finding I'm having to backshift just to kind of get the car around. So foolishly, at this point, I'm also on super softs. So great for early speed, not so great for longevity. But then our fuel usage is quite high. There we go, all the way back up on Hartley already. So I'm just going to play it safe. I don't want to get batted off the track again. I'd frankly rather concede a place than just end up in the gravel and lose loads of time. So I just kind of let these guys just battle it out for the moment. I'm pretty certain I'm going to make some places up soon by how quickly I've caught Hartley there and Curly just in front of him. So just tucking in behind that lovely red Aston Martin, just trying to keep my speed up, mindful of the fact now that I am tanking down the straight, so I need to kind of brake a little bit earlier anyway, give these guys some room so they can barge each other about. And speaking of the devil, someone off there sends, whoa, there we go, slowed down. I kind of slowed there thinking Hartley was going to spin or go off, so I'd concede the place, let him come back in. Didn't happen anyway, so just straight back on the gas. It's Curly there, just kicking up the dirt. Take it into this lovely opening right-hander, like this corner. As you can see, it's Curly, because he's got Curly written on the back of his car. A lovely blue Aston Martin. Dealt with him. Way, and we got a spinner there. I think that's my friend Willow. Right, so now I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to get past this roadblock? So I need to give him some space, and oh! So not only did they take each other off, they took me off with them. I could have given him a little bit more room there, and I really should have done, but there you go. No more clean than dirty than has already happened in this race. So I'm in 11th, and at the moment I'm gaining to some extent, but it's a case of now holding it, and I struggled in this race. My goodness, I've never tried so hard just to stay on the track, frankly. I don't know if that's just tyre wear or fatigue or what. I just couldn't do it this time. Nonetheless, let's see how we can do. I'll take you through to this lap, and then I think we'll speed up the lap grind until there's a little bit more action. Right, as I pick back up into this lovely second gear left-hander, and bang comes through Curly, slapping my big Lexus out the way to let his Aston Martin through. Not a problem, we've overtaken him once, I'm sure we can do it again. As we just head up this lovely fast sweeper section of course. How on earth I didn't spin there, I don't know. I didn't even catch who that was. I think that was the McLaren F1, not entirely sure at this point. Oh no, completely lose my concentration, run wide there. Nonetheless, chasing Curly. He's been nibbling away at me, I completely outbrake myself, and then I get punted, so I think I deserve that one. But fair play to the guy behind me, gives me a little bit of space. And no, he doesn't, gives me another little tap there, just to try and tell me that he wanted to come through. So all that ground I'd been grinding away to make up just disappears from me. I think that's Willow behind me, so I'm always thinking now, is he going to make a lunge? Am I going to just get it in the back end of my car? Just stick with it. I've got a big heavy car. A lovely big V8 rumbling away under there. I think I'm getting a bit too enthusiastic about this Lexus. I think I'm growing quite fond of it. I might marry it. Are you allowed to marry, like, electronic cars? Right, is he going to come up on me? No. I think I've pulled a bit of a gap there. No torpedoes this time. No need to write my one-way ticket to the Shadow Realm. That's my new saying, I'm trying it out. Do we like Shadow Realm? I've stolen that off of what now I thought was just Super GT, but loads of people seem to say it. Is that just like an eSports thing? Sim racing thing? Right, I'm afraid to say it's just a bit of a grind for the moment. I'm trying to keep the car on the track. My super softs by this point are well gone off. I'm already down on fuel, so I'm kind of considering now. I've got a quarter of a tank. Can I make it a lap? And we've got a spinner, and it's our room host there, Daryl DJ. Thanks for the place, Daryl, much appreciated, mate. That lovely big AMG. See, now I swapped from the Supra to the Lexus, and with hindsight I should have actually gone for the AMG. Quite like it. Nonetheless, here's the hand I've been dealt, so let's just deal with this. So just so you know, this championship is laid out in 3 grids. There's actually 3 grids of us. So for those watching that are part of Club 73, you'll already be familiar with the A, B and C grid. So the A racers generally will tend to be the fastest, followed by the B, followed by the C. So I'm kind of mid-pack C at the moment. I won't tell you why, but let's just say I dropped a whole round's worth of points for my beautiful Lexus that I'm now driving. Well, I say beautiful, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Anyway, so all I'm trying to do here is basically just stay in the B final. Now with my performance at the moment, I think I'm going to get demoted to the C final, but we'll see. See if I can stick this place out or better. I should be all right. But the guys in the C final, if they kind of finish higher, finish with more points, they're going to move up, and that is surely going to move me down. But it is what it is. It's experience, so we're just going to go for it. Now, Curly, can I make up any time on him? So I'm just heaving that big Lexus round. I'm all the while conscious that Daryl's behind me in that fast Merc. I'm struggling to keep the car on the track as it is. I'm going to go for a pit stop, I think, this lap. So it's just a case of just frankly get the car to the pits. That's all I'm worried about at this stage. And God only knows how, but I managed to pick up a track limit penalty. Just take it. It's part of the rules. So there you go. Let Daryl straight back through. I've got nothing to gain at the end of the day because the race adjudicators would only hand me a penalty anyway. Oh, that's just so painful. Give up all that space. I let my let Hartley back through and Anthony, so my roadblock is back in front of me. Oh, dearie me. Compared to that last daily race I had that I won, and now look at me, look, falling apart. Just can't take the pressure. Right, so in the pit sensibly, there we go, and wait for it, bang! Right, I panic pressed there. Little thought for you peeps, don't panic press. So anyway, I've gone for the super softs again, so I'm thinking now I'm just going to have to go for it. Just going to have to make up as much time as I can. P12, and only have a couple of guys are in the pits. Oh look, P13, there we go. So I am just hoping at this point they're all taking on a fuel tank as well. Looks like they might very well be. So where are we going to come back onto track? We'll just let the game sort itself out. And why did I just get a 1 second penalty? Right, again, we've got a rule. We have to take a penalty on the pit straight off the racing line. So that's what I did. Moved over so anyone coming out of the pits doesn't copy it from me. So Hartley up front there has got himself a penalty. So I'm kind of hoping he pulls over, takes his penalty. That'll let me gain on him and perhaps let me gain 13th place back. So I am pushing this big Lexus, just as much as I can. Now, believe it or not, I lapped with a 1 minute 45.066. I think was my outright fastest. Oh, little skip there because I am rubbish with the share button on the PlayStation, so I keep running out of recording time. Nonetheless, you've not missed any action whatsoever because I am still second from last, and I'm still trying to get Hartley, who's still got his penalty, which he didn't take on the straight back there when he should have done. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm just going to plough on. So we're halfway through the race now, 14 minutes in, and he just tanks it. Not paying attention. Look, and it goes bad to worse, doesn't it? This happens. Oh dear, little shake of the head. Just get round onto this pit straight. Right, take a second, compose yourself. Let's have a little look where people are. So I'm not too worried about the people behind me now, other than the fact they could just come barreling through and torpedo me straight into the kitty litter over there. Just going to do the best I can, take some half decent lines. Now, believe it or not, I did the track experience on this, I think probably about an hour before this race started, in the hopes that I might actually learn something. And as you can see, I'm 13 laps, oh no, not 13 laps, 9 laps in, sorry, looking at my position there. 13 laps in, no, 9 laps in. God, get it straight. I'm narrating the video and I can't even get it right. 9 laps in, and I just struggled to string a decent lap together. I think my 147 there might have been the best I got this race, which is just shocking from me. But there you go. Just have to deal with it. So I'm hoping Hartley pulls over, takes his penalty. Is he going to take it here? No, doesn't look like he does. Okay, not a problem. Like I say, I definitely know I'm quicker. We're just going to try and take this as clean as we can. Or Willow there behind me. So now he's got me thinking, is he just going to pump me off? So I'm just going to try and just drive my own race. Just pray that he gives me the space that I need to get round. and it feels quite weird to do a fast lap. You kind of have to go slower, but there you go. We've got a rule as well, those curves through that S-bend, they had a rule where you couldn't cut the curves. Now, I'd obviously seen that some of the real top boys, you are going, kind of putting the car square over the curb and over that big kind of sausage curb. It goes on the inside of the red and whites, and that certainly picks you up a bit of lap time. But we had a rule that we couldn't do that on this race, so that's fine. I said I wouldn't. They said we couldn't do it, so I thought, fine, I won't do it. Still, Hartley's got his penalty. He still hasn't taken it, even on the pit straight. So, I'm trying to withhold the frustration. I'm just thinking to myself, come on, this is just a distraction. Let's grind away. I'm praying for a rage quitter at this point. I'm even considering quitting at this point. But then I'm also thinking, no, come on, you can do better than this. I just love the sound of that V8 through the headphones. If you've got headphones, just turn the volume up, and I'll shut up for a moment. Alright, so banging down through that gearbox, hard downshifts. I seem to do that section not too bad actually. Hartley there, still not taking his penalty. I think he thinks the red there is some sort of like complimentary thing that Gran Turismo have done just for his car. Am I just being sore? I think I'm just being sore. Just for the record, Hartley, if you are watching, I think you drove a pretty damn good race there, mate. But it's got to be from my point of view, hasn't it? So there you go. Right, across the line. We did a fastest lap, or my fastest lap, which is just shocking. Absolutely shocking. But I can see my softs are going off already. Halfway through my tank of fuel. There's no point me coming in to get more fuel just yet, because let's face it, I've got absolutely nothing to lose at the moment. Well, other than the race, but you know, beggars can't be choosers in this case. So for some reason we seem to be driving a little bit quicker there. You can see the split time came up in the blue. So I know I'm doing a bit better than my last lap. Gaining on Hartley a bit there. Hartley just ghosting, so he's probably nibbling away at his penalty time a little bit there. So I'm not able to kind of maximise on him kind of slowing down to take the penalty. Lovely through that left, up the hill, through what I still think is quite a difficult right-hander. Do I make it? I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to get a penalty. And as we come into the braking zone, am I going to get one? No, it doesn't look like I do. Nice and hard on the anchors, lovely turning. Just taking chunks out of Hartley there. Down into second. Just waiting as we wind on. Up into third briefly, just bang down into second. Nicely that time, maybe a little bit too tight. It's okay. Into the left, into the right. Try and keep it going. Take a bit of curb. That's it, upshifting with the wheel probably on a good half lock, I'd say. So a good 180 degrees worth of lock going through there, which I know isn't the fastest, but there you go, what you're going to do. Right, trying to get any slipstream. Also trying not to cook it, but it's okay, we did alright. So at this point I'm kind of getting used to the fact that my tyres are going off, so it's not so dissimilar now to driving this car on hard tyres, which in the Daily C race I did quite a bit of hard and mediums. So again, I'm just trying to behave myself, preserve my position. You know, if this is the hand I've been dealt, I've put 20 minutes of my life into this race anyway, so like I say, I'm just going to maximise my opportunity here. I know, looking at my fuel, I've probably got at least one more lap. Hartley still with his penalty. I mean, what? I've never known anyone to keep a penalty for so long, especially at our pace. But there you go. Now, is Hartley panicking, and is that what's slowing him down? Or am I just kind of seeing the opportunity here, getting any slipstream, I gave up that lovely Supra for this big Lexus. So I give him the room. I took a much tighter line there. Hartley made it round as well. Fair play to him, no contact whatsoever. Beautifully done. That was lovely. Now Hartley, again mate, if you're watching, that was a good bit of racing there. Now the question is, can I keep my cool or will I bin it? And it looks like I kept my cool, nibbled the curb there, certainly wouldn't have helped me. But nonetheless, we get on that pit straight. Looks like Hartley's jumped into the pits anyway, so all that danger behind me has kind of evaporated for the moment. I'm kind of checking my fuel at this point, knowing that I've only got a few minutes of the race left, so I'm going to have to pit again anyway. So now it's a case of when I pit, not putting too much fuel in, because I know I'm going to let Hartley and Willow behind me back through, but then also can I catch Curly or anyone even higher? And looking at that gap, I mean, can I make up kind of nearly 15 seconds? Probably not. Bit of a tall order in this grid, I'm afraid, especially at my skill level at the moment, but we'll give it a go. So let's get you round into the pits. Now I know a few of my fellow racers really don't like this track, but I absolutely love it. I remember it from years and years ago with the MotoGP games, banging around Catalunya thinking, oh, I love this track. And then when it popped up on this championship, I thought, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. But of course, I'm used to the old layout, which doesn't have the S's just before the pit straight. So I can't think now. Does F1? I think F1 uses this layout, does it not? I'm sure someone will correct me. Love that section there. When you get that right, that's good. I'm actually being quite well disciplined on the throttle as well at the moment. Having my moments like now. There you go. Speak of the devil. But on the whole, I mean, even get down into first, this Lexus is a bit of a pain for spinning up. Right, there we go. So good into the pits. I wouldn't have made it round anyway. Why not? Might as well go for softs. So now is that moment where on the fly I've got to kind of work out, given the fuel usage ratio, can I make it round? I mean, I've got 5 minutes, so I'm thinking 3 and a bit laps. So let's put 4 laps worth of fuel in and frankly hope for the best. We are going to short the shift, we're going to slipstream, come back out in 13th. Alright, not great. Daryl's there, already on older tyres. I'm on much younger tyres, so even if he's only done a lap, but then he is in that Mercedes, and fair play to Daryl, he's a decent driver. No idea why he's this far back in the grid, but I guess I can put myself in that same position also, knowing that I'm easily as quick as some of the guys in front. Willow there up in 11th. I'm kind of making the assumption at this stage that the likes of Willow probably haven't pitted, or have kind of taken advantage of the fact that some of us have been in the pits. Now the gap isn't that big, so I'm thinking, you know, 4 minutes, we're going to kind of squeeze another 3 laps out of this race. There's a chance we can catch him. I can see Daryl there just pulling away on me, and I've got absolutely no answer whatsoever. So I'm also kind of thinking, well look, you know what, you're in 13th, just suck it up, Buttercup, stay with the 13th. There's a penalty going around in front of me. I would say it was Hartley, but I can't see him on the driver listing on the left there, and it'd probably be quite unfair just to accuse Hartley of being the one with the penalty, even though I'd followed him for so long with that lovely little red banner. First gear, second gear, third gear, keeping it tight, lovely. I find if I come into that lovely fast right when I'm in first and go through the gears, I hit the apex. If I'm in second, it'll always push me wide. Right, here we go. What can we do? Right, up in 11th, good. So 3 minutes left. I just can't quite gain on Daryl. He's just that little bit cleaner than I am. I'm trying too hard. So I'm kind of not really hitting my lines. So this is perhaps a bit of a racing life lesson for me, just to keep my lines. Whee! That's okay, we brought it back in. Again, the problem is a line like that isn't really that quick round here. But it's okay, it's okay. Missed my apex. Who needs apexes? Apexes are for wimps. I think I should have that as my slogan, shouldn't I? As my slogan. Don't know why I turned into Sean Connery just then. Yes, Miss Moneypenny. Yeah, apexes are for wimps. I like that. If anyone's watching the video at this point, you would have heard me say that. So what do you reckon? Daryl's got a penalty. Right. So now brain goes into Terminator mode. Can I get close enough to him to take advantage by the pit straight? Now Daryl's our room host, so I'm kind of hoping he's going to play by the rules, and he loses his penalty by virtue of slowing down and braking. So can't blame him for that. I think I had something similar with mine. Probably was only a half-second penalty anyway. So there you go. But the time I make up on him through here, and then he just out-drags me. That big old Merc V8 just definitely outdoing my posh Toyota, that's for sure. Nonetheless, got my fastest lap of the race so far, right near the end there. So at this stage, I know full well I'm not even going to get around to finishing this lap, given the time remaining. So I'm all about now just preserve 11th. I've got a little bit of gap behind me. I am still chasing Daryl down, and I know from previous experience, you've just got to keep on it. So it's now all about keeping that heart rate kind of settled. Just try and kind of keep some rhythm going there. As he says that and goes super wide, but it's not too bad, not great, not too bad. Got no one really behind me challenging at the moment anyway. So Daryl there just keeping his nose clean as well. He's probably aware at this stage that I'm not really making any ground on him, so he hasn't got too much pressure on him. It doesn't look like he's got any pressure on him. He keeps himself nice and tidy. I'm just trying to do the same. I'd frankly rather lose half a second and just bring it home. Look, top 11. Top 11, is that even a thing? 11th place. That'll do me on this one. Do I even make it round? Just to go through the finish again. That's my share button skills, bringing us into the finish there. And I believe I actually ran out of fuel, and in the post race I think most of us ran out of fuel. Oh my gosh, I'm actually out of breath. That was hard work to get lapped and have such poor lap times. Is nothing but frankly a life lesson in sim racing. It is what it is. Stuck it out. I didn't quit. I will get some championship points. So at the start of the next round, which will be this coming Sunday, I will check the date. So that will be Sunday the 10th. Will be round 4, and that's at Brands Hatch GP. So my home circuit, and in real life, I live only a few minutes down the road from Brands Hatch. So yeah, really looking forward to Brands. The grids are certainly going to jumble around again. I've got a feeling I might be demoted to the C grid, so we'll see how we're doing there. But all in all, I wouldn't say that was enjoyable, but it's taught me a fair few things. Practice, guys, practice, practice, practice. What I should have done is practiced more tyre wear and fuel usage on, rather than just kind of going out with no tyre wear, no fuel usage. Yes, you can get some really good laps. As soon as you're in that race environment, it just goes away from you. So there you have it. A few life lessons there. Remember, apexes are for wimps. That is going to be my new slogan. I've just decided. And as always, if you've made it this far, then please like, please subscribe, and I will no doubt see you in a few days.